Prosperity, peace and love to all my brothers and sisters. This is Teacher Kaitesi. So today I have a message for a special group of people called the 1700. That's a very small group. I have never heard about it before until last night when Spirit gave me this message. Spirit woke me up last night. I did my usual meditation and then Spirit told me, I want you to activate the 1700. And I asked, who are the 1700? So Spirit told me, this group is so small and so tough that they have gone through hell from when they tried to come into this realm. That their own mothers tried to abort them. Their mothers tried to kill them while they were still in the belly, before they were born. But they refused to be removed. And they stayed. And the Spirit said that their mothers have even told them that's why I even tried to abort you and you refuse to come out of me. They have called you all kinds of names. They have called you demon. They have called you Satan. They have called you all kinds of things. And yet, it has never made you a bad person. You've continued to be pleasant. You have continued to be useful. You have continued to be good to those in your life. And while everybody has been bad to you, you have watched them enjoy heaven on earth while you are living in hell. You've never had a good time from when you were a kid. It was always tough on you. It was from here to here to here, and none of the places were good for you. But you always look for a way to enjoy yourself, just even a little bit. Of course, you find the most joy with yourself, because when you're with yourself, no one is disturbing you, no one is insulting you, no one is calling you names. Okay? You help people, you do things for people, you do so much for people, and yet all they do is say thank you. And that's it. And it's like they have forgotten you did that. Okay? So for you to know if you're part of this 1700, this number 1700, 1700, has been instrumental in your life this couple of days. You have seen it, recognized it, or it has been on the clock, or something happened that captured your mind and you thought, what is it about this number? Maybe you keep seeing it over and over, 1700. Or something, maybe you were in a dream and you had someone say 1700, or you were passing somewhere and someone said 1700 and you heard it vividly and you thought, this number must mean something to me. You felt that this number must mean something to you. If you have had any connection to this number in the last couple of days before you have watched this video, whether you watch it tomorrow or the next day, whichever day you watch it, by the time you watch it, this number must have made some sense to you, must have come to you in some way. 1700. Whether it was a price of something, whether it was whatever it was, but 1700 has come to you in some way and you thought it was important. That's how you will know if you're part of this group. This group, you're so small that when they say the chosen are 44,000, yeah, 400, 1,000, 100,000 and 40, the 144,000, that's a huge number in relation to just 1,700. You're very, very few people. You have, Spirit says you have literally become stone, that even the devil, or what we call Satan, doesn't want you. Doesn't want you, doesn't want to test you anymore, doesn't want to give you any more tests. That literally for you to become free is because you have reached the part where the devil has said, you know what, I don't want this person, I don't want this woman, I don't want this man, I don't want anything to do with them. Because the devil has done everything that they could do to you, to change your heart, to change you into being bad, and you have refused. And so the devil has said, I don't want them anymore. Okay? So I asked Spirit, can I compare them to Joseph or Job? Or then Spirit said, you know what? Job, before he lost everything, he had everything. So he had a relationship with God that made him believe that even if he lost everything, but there was hope that one day he could regain it, or even he should just be grateful for having had it. You have never had that. He said Joseph, before he was thrown into jail after being accused by the Pharaoh's wife, he had a wonderful time with his father. His father loved him, gave him everything he wanted, loved him so much. So Joseph always had that. Even when he was in jail, he had that love driving him. The love that his father had for him kept him alive. But you have never had that in your entire being. okay? And I felt really sad. And Spirit also said you have something chronic that has been in your life for always. You've always had this illness or this chronic from the family, and it has become such a big part of you that you don't care. You just medicate it and go on. And even when people say you're over medicating it, you know, it can be dangerous for you, you're like, yeah, whatever. Spirit said that you're so hard that for you, if they said the world is burning, you'd probably take a chair outside and watch. Because in your head you're like, it's not for me. It never did anything good for me, so you don't care, basically. Okay? You don't believe redemption is for you. You don't believe good things are for you. You don't believe anything good is going to happen for you because you have never experienced it. What you know about good has always been for someone else, never for you. So as a result, you lost all hope. And yet you have not become a bad person. Okay? So Spirit says your life is going to change. You don't even have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. But it's going to change very significantly. Over the next couple of months, your life is going to change so much that after a month, you're going to look back and think, how did this even happen? So many doors that have been closed are going to open. So many connections that you somehow were always there but never meant much to you are going to change. Now let me tell you what I had to go through today to make this recording. So I woke up this morning and told Spirit, okay, so can we make the recording? And Spirit said, no, I want you to conquer something first. There's a place called Nyabugogo in Uganda. In Rwanda, it has the bus terminal, the main bus terminal. It has all the buses that go to different parts of East Africa, you know. And it has, like, if you're looking for something in Rwanda and you can't find it, people will always tell you that try Nyabugogo, because it's the one place where they can find anything, literally. So there's something I've been looking for over the last couple of weeks, and every other time what I have found is not really what I want. So I was told go to Nyabugogo. Someone the other day at work told me go to Nyabugogo, and I thought, I'm not going to Nyabugogo. I'm not going there. I've had very unpleasant time with that place. Like every time I go there, I get robbed. Can you imagine? Every time I've gone to Nyabugogo, I get robbed. Okay? And if I don't get robbed, I get cheated. Like what? I will see something, I will buy it, and when I get home, it's not what it was. It's not really what I had wanted. And yet when I was there, it seemed to be it. There's so much magic going on in Nyabugogo that it always intervenes with my mind. It like really messes things up for me. Several times I've bought things there and I have got home and I've looked at the thing or tried to use it and it doesn't do what I want. And I always find that I have to give it away. Like it's never my fit. If it's a pair of shoes, it doesn't really fit. If it's an outfit, it's not really what I had wanted. When something, it just never goes right. Okay? It is the place where you can get everything, but it's just never right for me. There's a time I went there looking for a particular phone, and I got it, and I bought it. And in 6 weeks, they had stolen it from me. And this has happened twice with phones that I've bought from there. I don't have them, I don't use them for 2 months before they are stolen. So for me, and other things I'm telling you, handbags, you know, things, stuff. Every time I've got anything from Nyabugogo, it is taken. So when Spirit told me I have to go to Nyabugogo this morning, because I have to conquer that hate I have for it before I make this recording, I just thought, why does everything have to be such an exam? And Spirit told me you cannot make this recording unless you conquer this. Because these individuals have conquered everything. Okay? So, and I've also had terrible experience with people there. You know? So I said, okay, fine. So I get onto a bike on my way. All these bad incidences and everything that has happened while there, I started replaying in my mind again. And the more it replayed, the more angry I got. And I thought, let me go and see if there's anything good that can happen in that place. I'm sure even when I find what I think I'm looking for, it will not be the right one. It will not be Anyway, I went, I got there, I go to the first shop, nothing, it's not there. Second, third, about, I go through a round of maybe 6-7 shops, and I can't find it. So I stand outside and tell Spirit, so I came all this way and I can't find it. So this guy, like one of the shops I had been to, comes and tells me, I can't find it for you. Because it being a Sunday, there are some places which are open, but I know a place where I can get it. So I tell him, okay, get it. Then he says, okay, so he goes. Now, while he tells me he's going to go, it will be about 10 minutes. In my head, I think a salesperson says 10 minutes, that means it will be 20. I say, fine, I've come all this way, you go. Okay. So as I'm standing there, you know, it's the kind of place where people are bumping into you, people are pushing you, nobody is pushing me today. It was so weird. Nobody pushed me, nobody came that close to me, nobody was rude to me. So in my head, as I was standing there, I was thinking, this is a first. It's a first time I'm not being pushed or bumped into, or, you know. Okay. So I look at the young man, one of, like, the last shop where I had asked. I tell him, can't you get me a chair? He gets me a stool, and I sit outside the shop. And so it's the same place where everybody passes. And literally nobody passed me today. Like, people passed down, you know. Nobody passed in front of me. People passed down the walkway, and nobody passed on the veranda to push me or to make me move or to make me, you know. And so while I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about it. I'm like thinking, so far it's so good. It's the first time I've been here and I'm not getting any negative energy. Okay? So this young man, the one who gave me a seat, him and another friend of his, they start telling each other these stories. And they were funny. And I cracked up and I really laughed. And I laughed. Like, I laughed most of the waiting time. Literally. And so while I'm waiting and I'm laughing at these stories that these guys are telling, the other guy calls and tells this guy that I have found it, but it's more expensive than I thought. Then in my head I think, yeah, here we go. So he says, let me talk to her. So the young man passes me the phone and tells me it's the other guy. He says it's a bit expensive. I said, I heard, because I could hear. He just picked his phone and it was on speaker. So I tell him, Then he tells me how much it is, and I'm like, okay, it wasn't actually bad as I thought. So I tell him, it's fine, you bring it. So I wait a little longer, and then he brings it. So I buy it. And no fuss, no quarreling, no nothing. For the first time, I went to Nyabugogo and I had a good, pleasant time. And I said, thank you for the young man who gave me his seat and the one who went to get for me what I wanted. And I left. And when I was on the bike, the Spirit told me, so aren't you happy that you came to this place? And I thought, actually I am. I'm glad I conquered this. I really had a resentful feeling towards this place. I really did not like it. Like, I have not liked it forever. Like, literally, you know? So as I was riding back, I was thinking, okay, that has cleared from me. Like, I don't have that hate for that place anymore. So it's a good thing. Then Spirit says, okay, now you can make the recording and my 1700 will get it. So how this is going to go, I am going to say this activation 3 times as I was told. Okay? 3 times is how I'm going to say it. And for you, you will listen to it 3 times, meaning you'll watch the video 3 times from when you get it. So that basically means that you will have had that activation 9 times. It says that this activation will activate parts of your DNA which have been dominant, which have been dormant, not dominant, which have been dormant, which have not been used. You haven't been using. You're going to find that they're activated, and over the coming weeks you will find yourself becoming different. Okay? Because no one has ever told you you were special. No one has ever told you that you were part of a very small but very, very important group, and you're part of only 1,700 people. That's a very small number in a population of over 8 billion people. So I'm going to do this, and I want you to listen to it. So by the power vested in me, by the Most High and the Council of Elders, I activate the 1700. By the power vested in me, by the Most High and the Council of Elders, I activate the 1700. By the power vested in me by the Most High and the Council of Elders, I activate the 1700. Okay? So make sure you listen to this recording 3 times. So for each, because I have done it 3 times and you listen to it 3 times, it will be 9 times. And over the coming weeks, every time you remember that you're part of this 1700, listen to the recording. It will continue to activate those parts of your DNA. And as you see things changing, like I said, you're going to become confident in areas and in ways you never knew. You're going to find that you're telling people certain truths that you could never say to them, that you have always been thinking. Be free to do it. It is not in any way going to put you under any danger. Don't be afraid of anything. Nobody can hurt you anymore. Everything that they could do, they have done. And even, like I told you, even the devil doesn't want you. So your life is going to change. Your life is going to change. Believe it. And Spirit says, even if you don't believe it, it's okay. Spirit just wanted you to know that it's going to change. Okay? So expect the changes. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the love in the world. And may your time be better than you even ever thought it could be. Because Spirit says it's going to be much better. For all the days you imagined that, can you imagine this happening to someone like me? Can you imagine? Yeah, it's going to be much better than you ever thought. Okay? So you're a very special person, wherever you are. There's only 1,700 of you, so you're very, very special. Okay? So I wish you all the best. It may be the first time you're even watching me, but here we are, and if in the future I get any more messages for you, please always pass by and get them. All right. Much love.